using some of the tools that are available, showing them how to make things done, uh, build out these things properly. Good discussion, everyone. Let's continue on with this. Who needs to be trained first, or who have you been training first? Present company excluded. We're training the trainers right now, or you've been taking part. I've recognized about half the names in this room today, a little bit more so than that from previous sessions. You're in here first. You're learning how to use it, but who needs to use? Who needs to learn how to? Who needs to be trained first? Who needs to learn about what it means to be trained? And why would we actually find specific people to train first? Levon, you threw in a very original answer, and I say that over quite a bit of time running this training. TAs, train the TAs first. I kind of would like to see a little bit more about that. Deidre, absolutely. You're the one. It's your job. We do run across people who it might be the singular you doing the job of working through the training. Jacob, we need to train early adopters first. They are one semester ahead of our other teachers, our other instructors. Are you going to be using those early adopters, Jacob, for subsequent trainings? Have you thought about possibly using those instructors for subsequent trainings, Jacob? Maybe there's a possibility that you can recruit some allies out of that group who can help promote the adoption and training of Canvas. Use their experience as an idea. Becky, you have a pilot program for spring, so those instructors will be trained first. Absolutely, get the ones that have to be trained first. Todd, the training we are training the instructors that will be adopting Canvas this fall. Yeah, absolutely makes sense. We got to get our early adopters in and make them work. Make sure that they know what's going on. It makes more sense to have the fall start versus the, say, spring semester or even 2018, fall 2018 starters. Makes sense to get those people first. Monica, well, ideally, I wanted to train the district and campus admin first, but due to walking into this role 6 days ago, welcome to the role and to structure and Canvas, Monica. And roll out in August. Yeah, so the tsunami might be part of your gulping mechanism right now, isn't it? Developing student. Oh, good idea, Monica. She's developing a student orientation. All right, Monica. All the best. But I'm glad that Monica. I'm glad that you wrote that you're developing a student orientation. So, why is it important to think about that student orientation? Well, David, the data guy, the science data guy, and me, the historian, humanist data guy, we both looked at how people are engaging with the Canvas guides in the Canvas community, and week after week, we are looking at student-related searches in our top 10 slash top 5 most searched items in the Canvas guides and Canvas community. One of those consistent pieces, and I'd say it's probably number 3 in consistency, is a student overview to Canvas. Students want to know how to use Canvas. Yes, it is literally every week. I think it's like number 3 or number 4 every week. And this is data going back to February, so it's a smaller sample size, yes, but it's still enough to say that we need to work on training our students. In fact, the training team is building training for students right now so that we can better address the data that we've been pulling out of the Canvas guides and the Canvas community. And so that's going to be something that Monica highlighted, but I encourage you all to think about. I know I'm just talking about more work all of a sudden, but I encourage you to take that into consideration for how you're going to be pushing and promoting the training. I think it's not going to hurt to train those students in those classes that are going to be working through working through Canvas as a student. In addition to the overview, students want to know how to turn in assignments. It makes sense, but what a frustrating thing if you just don't know how to hit that submit button and not knowing what it does. That's something that will make sense in the training that you promote for your students. So take that into consideration. Think about the students as part of the training package that you're going to be offering. Another one that shows up there is how do I engage with the mobile device? We see students on mobile devices. In fact, the University of Central Florida conducted a study about Canvas usage, and I think it was somewhere in the 90% of students are using Canvas on the mobile app daily. Don't quote me on those numbers. It's an incredibly large number that we can think about. All right, and Monica's also working with other people out there. That's excellent. Checking Canvas comments for teacher and student overview. Great research. Great, thank you, Cher. All right, so let's continue. How will you group your instructors? I mean, are you going to? It's kind of a trick question to be asking. Are you going to think about working with instructors one-on-one, or are you going to be thinking about working with instructors as group trainings? We do both. We see both, don't we, David? And you're going to find that it's going to apply to different sort of pieces, or different sort of groups, different users. So certainly people who are happy to be trained as part of a group. There are people who might be a little bit timid and want to ask questions privately. We try to accommodate those people by, say, in a group setting, providing a discussion forum, whether it's literally using the Canvas discussion feature to allow people to ask questions or to email us privately if they do have questions. And we'll talk a little bit about learners in this session today. Levon wrote, since they are all busy